Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. As usual guys, many news, all the latest. Chelsea exits, a crazy story with Gibbs-White, more to say on Chevalier, on Šeško. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, we have to start this video with the big story from the recent minutes, and it's about a big name like João Félix. Because in the recent days, Benfica had advanced to try get a deal done for João Félix that was never done or completed, but advanced negotiations with Benfica in daily contact with the agent of the player, Jorge Mendes. Benfica in daily contact also with Chelsea to try negotiate for a big sell-on clause included in the deal for a permanent transfer. So negotiations ongoing, but no agreement on the numbers. And then what happened is that in the last 24 hours, Al-Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo's team in Saudi Pro League, have entered very strong and very big into the negotiations for João Félix. Actually, my information, here is late night in Europe, before we all go to sleep, my information is that Al-Nassr are really close to signing João Félix. So this is very advanced. All parties expect a deal to be done in the next 48 hours. It will depend on technical steps, but the deal is very close. It's going to be a permanent transfer, so there is already an official bid on Chelsea table. A permanent transfer also with an important contract to João Félix, who is keen on the move. João Félix has opened doors to this possibility. So, João Félix gave his initial green light to the move to Saudi Pro League. João Félix is understood to be excited by the opportunity to play with Cristiano Ronaldo, not just in the national team, but also at Al-Nassr. João Félix believes that also having that kind of coach, Jorge Jesus, is going to help him being a regular starter, find the consistency he needs, and also to go to the World Cup in 2026. And so João Félix is completely open to this opportunity. For Chelsea, they've always been, in the recent weeks, actively working to try find a solution for Joao after he returned from a similar loan, and now João Félix, destination Al-Nassr. The deal is being completed. I will give you the exact numbers in the next hours. I don't think the numbers are going to be the same as Benfica negotiated. I think it's going to be a bit different. So work in progress on that one. I will clarify everything very soon. But João Félix, destination Al-Nassr in the next days. On Chelsea exits, guys, keep close eye, not just on Kunku, not just on Sterling and all the others, but also on the situation of Nicolas Jackson, because for Jackson, there are now several clubs trying to understand the situation with people close to the player, with his agents, with his camp. So we know he's a possibility for Manchester United, one of several names they have on the short list for the striker, but at the moment still nothing advanced club to club. We know Jackson is a name on the list at Aston Villa and the name on the list at Newcastle too. But for Newcastle, the priority is Šeško. So, several opportunities. But for Nicolas Jackson, the exit from Chelsea this summer remains a concrete possibility. At the moment, still nothing advanced with Chelsea. It is just conversations with people close to the player. But the Nicolas Jackson situation is one to watch, for sure, for this summer transfer window. So, we will keep close eye to that one in the next weeks. We had a close eye on another situation, guys, and it's Morgan Gibbs-White, one of the craziest story of this summer transfer window. Let me recap what happened. Tottenham triggered a buyout clause, a release clause into his contract at Nottingham Forest. It was 2 weeks ago. Clause triggered, player set to travel for medical test, medical booked, it was a Friday, I remember. So everything was ready to go, undergo the medical, sign the contract, and Morgan Gibbs-White became a new Tottenham player. But what happens? While the player was prepared to go and travel for the medical, few minutes before, Nottingham Forest informed Tottenham, Premier League, and people close to the player that they were ready to take legal action for the methods of the approach by Tottenham Hotspur to get Morgan Gibbs-White. So Nottingham Forest was furious, were prepared to take legal action to go very strong for that transfer. Then the negotiations went on standby. Tottenham really tried to make the deal work despite what happened with Nottingham Forest, but it was not possible. And now Morgan Gibbs-White has agreed a new deal at Nottingham Forest till 2028, a record deal in terms of salary. So Gibbs-White stays at Nottingham Forest. He's not going to Tottenham. It was a here we go because the deal was agreed, the deal was done, the medical was booked, and in that case it's here we go, guys. Otherwise it's called official statement if it's already signed. In that case it was verbal agreement, everything was done, the medical was ready, but the legal action changed everything. So Gibbs-White to Nottingham Forest, staying with a new contract. Then, guys, I mentioned him before, and I will keep mentioning in the next days. Next week will be important, very important next week for the future of Benjamin Šeško. Newcastle are going very big with this contract proposal ready for the player, and they are also ready to approach Red Bull Leipzig. So Newcastle are going very strong for Benjamin Šeško, and they are prepared to make important things happen for the Slovenian striker. So Newcastle will go big next week. Manchester United are still discussing Benjamin Šeško internally. It's an expensive deal, so it's not easy, but don't forget the gentleman agreement I told you. For some clubs indicated by Benjamin Šeško as special clubs for him, the price of the Šeško package can be 70-80 million euros fixed, 5-10 million euros in advance. So this gentleman agreement between Šeško and Leipzig, in very good relationship, the player, the agent and the club, can be an important factor, with Newcastle going very big and with Manchester United discussing strikers and Šeško internally. So keep an eye on this story in the next week and in the next days, because Newcastle will go with an important proposal. Manchester United will discuss his name again internally with the coach involved in the conversation, Ruben Amorim, with the directors and with the financials of the deal to understand if they can make it happen or not. But this Benjamin Šeško situation will be, for sure, one to watch in the next, let's say, 7-10 days. And then, guys, keep an eye also on Paris Saint-Germain for a goalkeeper, because they still can't agree on a new deal with Gianluigi Donnarumma. So the Donnarumma situation is in total standby at the moment, not extending the contract. 1 year left on his contract, so let's see what's going to happen there. And Paris Saint-Germain have reached an agreement with Chevalier, the goalkeeper of Lille, a fantastic goalkeeper too. Agreement done with the player, deal ready on player side. Now, Paris Saint-Germain are ready to negotiate with Lille in terms of transfer fee. Lille have already started exploring the market to find a new goalkeeper, so it means that there is more than a concrete possibility to see Chevalier leaving. So let's see what happens there, but Paris Saint-Germain are pushing on Lucas Chevalier in terms of personal terms, agreement done, and they are now set to push with Lille for the goalkeeper. So this could be an interesting situation to watch. This could be a very, very interesting one. Then, guys, just to finish, remember, if João Félix goes to Al-Nassr, it will probably also mean that Luis Díaz is not moving to Saudi. That's one more story to add, one more piece to add to our puzzle, because Luis Díaz with Bayern, they are expected to arrive again with a new proposal, and Bayern will push very strong for the player who wants to leave Liverpool this summer. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from João Félix to Gibbs-White and also Chevalier, Šeško, Jackson. I wait for your opinion, guys. Hit in comments, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon, here, as always, with Fabrizio.